for the rest of this season.
Yeah.
Are you more
Morning, Leeds. Morning, Leeds. Morning, Leeds. Morning, Leeds. Morning, Leeds. Morning, Leeds. 29 weeks, 1 day no bookies, and 29 weeks, 1 day no gamble, and 5 days sober.
So to be in this position now,
26 days to go.
Yeah,
I didn't drink Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
It's
I'm not drinking today. I'm 5 days sober.
Atmosphere's going to be brilliant for Goodison.
29 weeks, 1 day, no gamble, 5 days sober. Get in. So I'm doing alright there. Life's good, man. And I feel better for it. Being sober, it makes you can do more in life. You're motivated.
Well, Alan, it's great to chat to you this morning. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Yeah,
so we're doing alright there, Millie. Come on, Millie.
They can create it.
That's right,
last season it was quite
5 days in,
when I was there.
26 days. I'm doing 31 days. Alexa, stop.
Absolutely brilliant in terms.
I'm doing 31 days sober, and I'm 5 days in. So get in. I thought I was going to drink Friday night. I could have went to the pub yesterday. Yeah, nice one, Bruce. I could have gone to the pub yesterday evening. I fancied a couple of pints last night. I thought, fucking lovely evening. And I've just done an 8-hour shift as a volunteer. Let's have a couple of, I thought, nah. And I seen empty beer cans around. I thought, fucking hell, temptation. But you know what? I never gave in to temptation. I'm 5 days sober. I've been up. I've washed the pots. I've washed the clothes. I've put the clothes on the washing line. See, when you're sober, you can do more in life. You're more alert. So 5 days sober. I'm going out today, taking photographs and videos. It's a diesel gala. I know it's a beer festival, but you have to pay to get in. I ain't paying £25 to go to a beer festival. So I'm instead of me sitting on my arse all day doing fuck all, I've decided I'm going to go out with my camera, take some photographs, and do some videos. I watched a tutorial video of the 850D Canon, how to do the controls on the camera. So I've learned something new today. Yes. Every time I cook a steak, the fire alarm goes off. I've opened all the windows last night. Yeah. But I'm doing all right there, my lead. Yeah, five days sober. There's a long way to go yet. I've done 5 days, so I'm not addicted to alcohol. No, 5 days sober. Yeah, 5 days sober. Yeah, I'm going to give it a good go. 31 days. Ooh. Yes, I am. See, when you're sober, you're more motivated to do stuff. But when you've been on the beer, next day you don't want to do fuck all. But I'm more alert. I've washed my pots. I've pegged me washing out on the line. Yeah, and I might go to Swanage later and take my camera. There's no beer. I might be going to Swanage, but I'm not having any beer today. And I'm not taking a bag of beer. Don't want to know what I've been drinking? Let me show you what I've been drinking. Yeah, but an alternative. This is what I've been drinking. Makes you feel good as well. This stuff's good for you. Yeah. Been drinking that. Yeah, 6 bottles. Makes you feel good as well. Yeah. That stuff makes you feel good. Dr. Berg says, and he's right, that gives you a buzz. The oxygen in the car, get near here, get near Lego Lee. So I'm 5 days sober, 26 days to go. I'm 29 weeks, 1 day no bookies. This is nice, this is. Yeah. I'm going to give it a good go. Someone's given me a challenge to do 31 days, and I'm going to see if I can do it. And I reckon I can. If I was going to have a drink, I would have had a drink last night after work. I'd done 8-hour shift as a volunteer. And I thought, no, what? I'd had a drink for 4 days. So I was tempted to go to the pub last night and have a couple of jars, but I didn't. I came home and ate a bag of licorice instead. Yeah. I ate a bag of licorice. Yeah. I had a bag of licorice and a bag of fudge. Well, there's a long way to go yet. There's a long way. I'm taking one day at a time. Yeah, but that stuff makes you feel good, and it's refreshed. Let's have a look. Oh, there's a video. I don't know where it is. This is it. Listen to this fella.
Curious about why I feel so much better when I drink carbonated water versus regular water. And I didn't know the answer until very recently. So I'm going to share this with you, as well as some other fascinating things related to CO2, carbon dioxide. So whether you're drinking soda water, club water, seltzer water, LaCroix, or any type of carbonated water, this relates to CO2 because the way they carbonate it is by adding this gas, CO2, into the water, which does make it slightly acidic because it turns into carbonic acid, unless it's stored a little bit differently as these bicarbonates in water. But regardless of that, when I drink carbonated water, I just feel more hydrated, my digestion's better, and I feel better. I feel more relaxed when I drink carbonated water. So if you happen to see some other videos related to carbon dioxide, I mentioned this one effect called the Bohr effect, Bohr. That is a condition that relates to CO2. In other words, for oxygen to be absorbed into your cells, into the tissues, it takes CO2, which is very counterintuitive. You would think, logically, if you got more air, okay, less CO2, you would have more oxygen, but that's not true. It takes that CO2 to slightly adjust the pH and drop it a little bit and make it slightly more acidic to allow the oxygen to be released. This is why if you hyperventilate in a panic attack, you're getting too much O2 and not enough CO2, and you can't breathe, right? And then you start breathing in a paper bag and you get more CO2 and now you can breathe. In fact, you can actually create a hypoxic state. That is a state of lowered oxygen by depriving the tissues of CO2, which is very interesting. Because normally you would think hypoxia, low oxygen, means too much CO2, which can occur, but you can also create that same situation with not enough CO2. So CO2 is really essential in the homeostasis of oxygen absorption. Now, in Europe, they actually have these.
Yeah, this sparkling water, when I drink it, it gives me a buzz. I get a buzz out of it. I get like a buzz. My body feels great, feels refreshed, and I feel a lot healthy. This stuff here, it's sparkling, right? And I tell you what, it does make me feel good, actually. Just that stuff there. So I'm drinking that at the moment while I'm sober. And I tell you what, I feel nice and refreshed.
Sauna baths that are carbonated. They call them carbonated spas or baths, where they pump the CO2 into this water. And apparently, it's great for all sorts of circulatory problems, like problems with your vascular system, especially something called peripheral vascular disorders. They even use it for diabetic wounds and to decrease the rate of getting an amputation where they cut off the feet. I mean, it can actually improve that by increasing microvascular circulation. But basically, CO2 increases blood flow. It's even used as a therapy after someone gets a stroke and they have this hypoxic, low oxygen state because the CO2 helps that oxygen go deep into the cells. Now, I could not find any research on drinking carbonated water, okay, in that relating to an improved health. But I have found parallel research on all the things I'm talking about, and I'll include that down below. And one study I found there was a significant increase in the parasympathetic nervous system activation by increasing CO2. That's the system that counters the flight or fight mode. It's the system that helps your healing and your digestion and your ability to sleep. And the device they use to measure the parasympathetic is what I used in my practice, which is technology called heart rate variability. Let's take a look at some other things that I found related to this. If you take a normal cell inside, and then you take a cancer cell, and we look at the pH of each one, the cancer cell actually is more alkaline. Now, the outside of the cell more acidic because of all the byproducts from lactic acid, things like that. But the inside of the cell is more alkaline than a normal cell, which is very interesting, especially as it relates to CO2. And I couldn't find any information on this, but think about this. When you deprive the tissue of CO2, you actually can develop alkalosis. That is a state of being too alkaline. So without that CO2 turning into carbonic acid, you can develop an overly alkaline state. And then I wanted to figure out, is there any relationship or any significant improvement in shrinking tumors or stopping the spread of cancer by increasing CO2? And I found a bunch of research, which is also very interesting, which I'll include down below. So apparently, CO2 is a significant, potent anti tumor gas. It has the ability to inhibit metastasis, which is interesting, as well as inducing apoptosis, which causes the cancer cells to commit suicide. It also inhibits this very interesting gene that's involved in this switching mechanism between a normal cell and it turning into cancer. That gene is called HIF alpha, which is involved in hypoxia. Now, this probably doesn't make sense unless you understand that CO2 allows oxygen to go into the tissues. And as bad as hypoxia is, it can be created by a lowered amount of CO2, as well as lowered oxygen levels. But also, there's this CO2 connection that is very interesting. I had this thing in my mind where if we just flood the body with oxygen, right, we'll be able to kill the cancer and we can prevent cancer. But apparently, the CO2 is another key factor that we cannot ignore. Like even in a thunderstorm, you can probably breathe better. And if you ever wanted to know why, well, apparently there's a lot more CO2 in the air after a thunderstorm than there is when there's not a thunderstorm going on. Also, you'll actually get more oxygen into your tissues if you breathe through your nose, not your mouth, when you're sleeping, as well as when you exercise. There's another interesting natural bath, like the springs, if you go to the hot springs. And at first, we might think there's a lot of minerals involved that are helping us. But guess what? There's a significant amount of CO2 in hot springs, which could be the reason why you feel better and you're more relaxed. Now, they're even using CO2 in various creams for hydration to your skin and better circulation and blood flow, which is another interesting piece of this puzzle. And the last point about the CO2 is that CO2 apparently is a potent anti-inflammatory. So I just wanted to increase your awareness on the CO2, this carbon dioxide thing, as well as carbonated water. And this could be the reason, which I think it is, of why you may feel better if you consume more carbonated water. And what I have is I have a little carbonated machine that makes my water carbonated. So I take my spring water and I carbonate it, and that's what I drink. But since we're on the topic of water, if you haven't seen this video, I think you should watch it. There's definitely more information to be known about water. And I put it up right here.
That that's very interesting. I mean, that's why I've been drinking this the last couple of days, and I thought it makes you feel better. You buy a 6-pack for £3. It's quite nice. I like carbonated water, and it gives me a buzz. It's like a drug. It gives you a buzz. It makes you feel better. You're putting oxygen into your souls. It makes you feel better. So I'm drinking that instead of beer. 5 days sober. Oh, get in there. I'm actually glad that Mark My Words gave me a challenge. Mark My Words said do 31 days off the alcohol, and that's what I'm going to do. I will do it. I will do 31 days. If I was going to drink, I was tempted last night, but I didn't. So at least I didn't drink last night. Yeah. Well, I'm drinking carbonated water, and that's good for you. Better than tap water. Yeah. I want to buy loads of this. It's about £3 something for 6 bottles, but I'm drinking it every day. Just makes you feel better, refreshed. Well, I'm having egg on toast, but I'm still farting though. Yeah, I have to fart because track wing gives me SVT. I'm going to Swanee today. No, not with a bag of beer. No, I'm going with my camera. The diesel gala, the diesel trains. I'm going to go to Swanee and take photographs and stuff and some videos. Just to record my day. No alcohol involved. When I go to Swanee today, there's no alcohol involved. I'm going there with my camera. I'm taking a bottle of carbonated water. Yeah. No, I'm going to drink this. I'll show you. I've got 2 bottles left. I'll get some more later. I'm taking that with me. I'll tell you what, I'm taking to Swanee with me in my bag. This stuff. I'm taking that stuff to Swanage. And I've got 2 bottles left. Carbonated water. You get 6 in a 6 is better than buying a single bottle. So I'll drink this stuff now. It tastes lovely. It's like drinking sparkling wine, but it's not wine, it's water. But yeah. So yeah. Get in there. So I'll take that to Swanage. Alexa, Talk Sport Radio.
Talk Sport from News Broadcasting.
Professional performance, no excuses. Full concentration from me. I will deliver a word-perfect programme. There's a challenge. It's 9 o'clock. Let's get the news and sport with Tom Clayton.
Thanks, thank you. Good morning. Ukraine attacked moments before Eurovision, and Saints the first to be relegated from the Premier League.
Talk Sport.
Ukraine's Eurovision acts say Russian missiles hit their home city just minutes before their performance last night. The group Tvorchi took to Instagram to offer their support ahead of the
Ellen brought me that.
Loreen claimed her second victory for Sweden in Liverpool. The UK has hosted the event in place.
5 days.
The war.
Ellen brought me that.
Finished second last. The head of the Royal College of Nursing says the Health Secretary should come back to the table with the pay offer in double figures. Pat Cullen U-turned on her call for members to accept the current offer to 5% to end ongoing strike action. Roy Lilly used to chair an NHS trust.
Pat Cullen recommended 5% to the membership on the grounds that she thought she couldn't get a better deal. There were some extras.
Might be some egg on toast today on some
contract, which is
sourdough bread.
Now, plus a bit of stuff on the pay review bodies and safe staffing.
And the former Home Secretary has blamed Westminster infighting for the battering the Conservatives took at the local elections. Priti Patel was speaking at the Conservative Democratic Organisation Conference, which was set up following the removal of Boris Johnson. Ms Patel said that with a strong leader, the Conservatives can still win the next general election.
Talk Sport weather with QuickFit. We're focused on the road ahead with over 300 EV train centres. Find your local EV train centre at quickfit.com so you can drive away happy every time.
Turning warmer with sunny spells across the country, the odd shower will develop in places. A band of rain will hit Scotland, the north of England and Wales later on.
TalkSport Sports Update with Toolstation. Download the Toolstation app and access over 25,000 trade quality products in just a few taps.
Ruben Sellers has taken full responsibility after Southampton were relegated from the Premier League. The Prime Minister was at St Mary's watching as his Saints team were beaten 2-0 by Fulham. Saints boss Sellers has denied that the players weren't fighting for survival.
I know we didn't see the performance that we want, but sometimes the fight is just trying to be and compete. I think it was not our best performance, but sometimes the fight is not only what you show, it's also what is inside of you. And I see players trying to do things. It was not the best.
The director say an announcement on the club will be made soon. The battle's on to avoid joining them in the Championship next season. Forest drew 2-2 with Chelsea. Meanwhile, Leeds managed to hold off Newcastle by the same scoreline. But the game was marred somewhat when a Leeds fan ran on
got
the
some sourdough bread, it's in the freezer.
Player and staff safety.
That cost me £5, that did.
Well, for me, I've never experienced
that bread cost me £5 from the Italian bakery. It's sourdough.
And it was over in a flash, but it was the last thing you expect in that moment. You can't have that.
Everton can pull away further from the relegation zone, but face Manchester City this afternoon. Will bring you live updates. And Chelsea are ready to announce Mauricio Pochettino as their new manager after agreeing the makeup of his backroom staff. As TalkSport revealed, Pochettino verbally accepted the job more than 2 weeks ago and is now ready to sign the contract. And remember, TalkSport's coverage of the EFL players continues today as we
Notts County in the league.
Middlesbrough in the Championship.
Alexa, stop. Yeah, Notts County's back in the league. So well done to Notts County. Yeah, this is sourdough bread. Yeah, well done for Notts County getting back in the league. It was out the league for 4 years. Problem is when you take this bread out of the freezer. Yeah. Right, better. This bread cost me £5. Not cheap bread, this isn't. But they're saying you get what you paid for. This cost me a £5. Sourdough bread. I'm going to make on toast. You get what you paid for. Every time I buy eggs, look, every time I've got one egg here, I've got to use up. Right now, 7th of May. I've got one egg in there, but I'm not going to waste it. Right. But every time I buy eggs, there's a broken one. But I'm still going to use it now. I ain't going to waste no eggs. Because food prices are sky high. Cheers, ST. Getting egg gate crusher. Look, I could chuck that one away, but I'm not. With food prices sky high, I'm not chucking food away. No. I'll separate it. Put this in the microwave. When I'm not chucking bread away, mixed eggs. got to try and save that egg. It's fucking tea towel. Find a fucking tea towel in a minute, no? Oh well. Can't find tea towel. I'll wipe my hands on my fucking jumper then. Not there, is it? Like fucking tea towel down there, isn't it? Yeah. Get in there, Christopher. Get in there. Alexa, Talk Sport Radio.
Talk Sport from News Broadcasting.
You can't bluff sports fans. You can't do it. You know, like they know if you know a sport or not. They can just tell.
You can do a modicum of homework, Max. You
No,
can
that is
find
true.
out who's on pole. You know, who had a row after qualifying because somebody took somebody else's line.
But what's
And
the
Lewis Hamilton, you know, you have to throw in a Lewis Hamilton question.
I understand that, but what's the difference between me going, hey, Fern, who's on pole, which is probably what most listeners are asking, and so, Fern, Vettel's on pole? Like, it's the same thing. I don't need to know it.
It's the way you frame the question.
Right, I understand. Oh, this is like a masterclass, isn't it? If you don't want to
I'm
how to be a radio,
how to be a journalist,
how to be a broadcaster.
I don't want to fucking waste a fucking egg.
So far, Max Verstappen is on pole. He didn't qualify. He didn't do well in qualifying at this circuit last year. It's a street circuit. Not too many opportunities to overtake. Does it mean he has the race won already?
Is that last week's question?
No, he wasn't on pole last week. It was somebody Perez, a Mexican, I think.
There we go. There goes your insight.
Yeah.
Pete, the Man City fans, how's your Tottenham finishing fourth going? Dropping no points. Yeah, I predicted them to drop no points. I think it was more heart than head. You Subaru-less wazzock. You're welcome. That's all right. The Subaru has returned. The rest of it is completely accurate. Hi, Gaz the Wolves fan from Telford here. I set a reminder in the calendar on my phone that you were 2 hours earlier. I can't miss the Sunday warm-up. Your show is my church.
Is everybody all right? Get in here, Tiger.
What's going on, lads? I'm going to have my Sunday break.
Get in here, Simon.
2 hours
Tiger,
early.
ST,
Quite a set of listeners.
Shane, get in there, Doba,
When we have a
Rob, Lego Lee, Tom, Seaside Turk. Hope you're having a nice weekend.
Wizened and like a prune.
Yeah.
Tom,
Hi, is this a pre-record? Barry sounds fresh. And he's contributing well for 9 a.m. on a Sunday, after almost certainly being up late.
5 days sober. 5 days sober. Yeah, so far. Going to do 31 days sober. Definitely going to do it. I know I will. Got willpower. On 29 weeks, 1 day, no bookies. So get in. I'm doing great.
I should say congratulations to you.
Yeah. I'm having an egg on toast because it's a broken egg.
And you
know,
Jonathan Wilson, our friend,
one of the eggs are broken, but I don't want to chuck it out because I don't like wasting food. With the food prices sky high, you can't waste food, can you?
I mean, Jonathan Wilson put it very well. He was obviously from
one of the eggs are broken, but it should be all right to fry it.
And he said,
Tommy
is doing there. He's like a gardener.
Got sourdough bread.
Flour, and the flour hasn't yet come into full bloom.
Yeah, I've got sourdough bread. It's good for your sourdough.
Here and there. And do we really want that flour, which hasn't quite germinated?
I might have a salad later.
Crushed underfoot by Erling Haaland.
Yeah, so what you're saying is that the flour is still very much in its pot.
Fancy a pork chop.
When do you remove it?
I do actually. My pork chop and a salad later.
Yes,
which is where you
and have Erling
Haaland
trample all over it before it's fully bloomed. But I mean, Sunderland, yes.
No, I'm going out and take some photographs and videos. The diesel gala's on.
A right winger playing at left back. A right winger playing.
So
right.
I'll be taking some sparkling water to Swanage. I'll be drinking that today. Sparkling water. Staying sober.
Taller than
the beer festival, you're going to pay to get in.
Still scored a header.
Yeah, you're going to pay to get in. I ain't paid to go to a beer festival.
They've been missing their star striker
Can't afford
since
it.
February. They're missing so many players. That's so many.
I can't afford it.
The very fact that they're in the playoffs is a mini miracle because they're going for back-to-back promotions. I could not care less if they get promoted or not. I hope they do. If they don't, that is absolutely fine.
No, I can't afford it.
they've
I've
had
got to
a
live
long
within my
season
means.
to grow and to build in
Baked potatoes got beat now.
the championship.
Got to live
They're
within my means.
astonishingly
Make my money
young
stretch
team,
further.
youngest team in the championship. I think the average age is 22. I read an interview with Jack Clark yesterday where he said Tony Mowbray divides them up into old boys versus young'uns in training. Jack Clark is 23. He goes to the old boys side. That's how young the Sunderland team is. I think they've 2 players over the age of 25. So I hope they get promoted. If they don't,
Notts County back in the Football League. Notts County back in the Football League. 4 times better.
He says it's never too early.
Lovely.
So if he wants to get to know you, I'm happy with that.
Simon says we're having more about F1 this week.
Right.
There's no race. Rich says, my missus likes Coldplay. The pool out there is limited, Barry. If you eliminate all the Coldplay listeners, you are making it even harder than it is already. Dave, 50. Please take this the right way. Barry sounds like he has the voice of my granddad, who's 81. Thank you, David from Hull.
I've got something to say.
Chris says, my morning has been improved by you both being on early. Thanks to my friend Jonathan in Bristol for ringing me and letting me go. Wow, that's exciting, isn't it? I thought that someone would go to the trouble, but not a WhatsApp message, a proper phone call. This is exciting.
Could Jonathan in Bristol ring all our other listeners in case they don't know either?
Yeah, they can't be that many, can they? Mark says, breaking news, Barry Benedict likes Europe, the least likely person on the planet. Sit and watch that, Dross. I'm astonished. Does he dress up to watch it? Or do you watch it, as is customary, au natural, Barry? Are you completely naked, like the day you were born, to watch the Eurovision Song Contest?
Well, it's funny now. I was in the pub for the Sunderland game yesterday evening, and afterwards there was a row in the pub because some people wanted to watch Eurovision and others wanted to watch Salford City v Stockport County. So a compromise was reached where Salford v Stockport was put on the far telly, Eurovision was put on the near telly. And then one of my mates came in and he said he'd just walked past my house and there were several police cars and a couple of ambulances outside, not necessarily my house, but in the general vicinity of my house. Now, obviously, I knew it wasn't me who was in trouble because I was in the pub having some lovely pints. But I texted my downstairs neighbour, just, I hear there's ambulances and police cars. Is everything okay? And she texted me to say, oh, I don't know. I'm at a Eurovision party in Deptford, I think she was. And I'm going to go out, Millie, and I'm going to suspect my downstairs neighbour doesn't listen to Talk Sport at 15 minutes past 9. She is exactly the kind of person who would go to a Eurovision party in Deptford, dressed up. But I watched it at home. I went home, shortly after and watched it at home. Then watched Match of the Day, and then when I turned back, they were doing the voting in the Eurovision. I don't know if you're aware of how it's done, but each country votes, then there's a public vote, and the public vote just seems to be totally random. Spain gets 340 points from the public, and the UK gets 7 because nobody likes you.
Well, thanks for informing us.
Sourdough bread.
Until 11. Jim says, Amad Diallo's goal was good, wasn't it, Barry? Yes, it was. Andrew, I thought I'd turn it to talk tulips for a minute there. Anyway, it's back to Barry here until 11 this morning. Ian Dancer will join us. He's commentating on Coventry versus Middlesbrough in the playoffs after us. And we'll chat to him.
Enjoy the perfect escape this May with Peloton. Dip your toe into a little Pilates, dive into gloriously refreshing yoga, or bathe in crystal clear heating after a run or cycling class. Save on your next escape with £300 off Peloton Bike, Bike Plus, or Tread packages and go somewhere you've never been before. Offer ends 15th of May 2023. Excludes basics packages. Internet connection and Peloton all access membership required. Terms apply. See onepeloton.co.uk.
Yeah, this sourdough bread's nice. Get it Lego late, Tiger.
On the National Lottery.
Are you somewhere you're able to talk at the moment? Yes, we're at home. Lovely. I've just checked the ticket and I can confirm you are now millionaires.
Yes. Imagine if it was you making that call next. The National Lottery. Your numbers make amazing happen. Rules and procedures apply. Players must be 18 or over.
Guys, this is Davina. I need your help. 51% of the population will go through menopause. That's your partners, sisters, friends, co-workers, all navigating this huge change, yet often we feel like we're doing it alone. I want to bring men into the menopause conversation because your allyship is so important. My book, Menopausing, will tell you everything you need to know so you can understand and support the people you care about. Menopausing, out now.
When life is this complicated, finding a great deal shouldn't be. Great cover, great price, and a great app makes us
There's a long way to go yet.
top choices when comparing car insurance online. Hastings Direct. Simplicity is the best policy when you're planning out your perfect driveway or plotting a perfect pathway. It might be useful to know that until the end of May, Jewson are offering Marshall's Tabular block paving from just £29.99 per square metre. Or if you're looking for a more contemporary driveway, check out Marshall's Lunar block paving for only £32 per square metre. Prices that'll slot nicely into your budget. Don't you just love it when a plan comes together? Search Jewson Landscaping for more details or drop into your local Jewson store. All prices plus VAT. In sport, what's just as important as the goal, the glory, the roar of the crowd?
Egg on toast.
Yes, it's the half-time break. Time for a breather, a reset, everything on track. In sports betting, Betfair's safer gambling tools help you do that too. Like timeouts, so you take that all-important half-time break, or deposit limits to help you keep count. Manage your play at safergambling.betfair.com. Simple ways to stay on top of your game with Betfair. 18 plus begambleaware.org. Get an expert guide to all the latest speculations, signings and spending sprees with Simon Jordan's Football Business Roundup on Talk Sports with Tesco Mobile for Business.
So that, Alexa, stop. Alexa, stop.
Feature.
That sourdough bread cost me £5. But it's worth it though. I can keep it in the freezer. If you keep it in the freezer, it's upmarket bread. I'm only going to use it for toast, like egg on toast, decent bread. Ooh, oh, this is lovely. This is it's 4 times tastier. Oh yeah, 4 times tastier on sourdough bread. And don't forget, get in there, Sparkster. Get in there, my lad. Get in there, Dr. Vic. And I'm taking that to Swanage. Sparkling water. Makes you feel good. Ooh. Now, I got that nice loaf of bread from an Italian bakery, £5. But fuck it. But I'm only going to use it for freezer bread. It's good for egg on toast. Oh, it's nice. They reckon sourdough bread's good for you. It's the best bread to have. Have you ever tried edibles? Yeah. No, I never tried that. I thought I'd try some sourdough bread. There's an Italian bakery in Wareham. Do fresh bread every day. So what's the sourdough bread? Small's £3.50, large £5. I'll have the large one sliced. Do you slice it for you? I've got normal bread in freezer, but sourdough is better for you, isn't it? But that's what they're saying. Getting it, Sparkster. Yeah. Now, on 5 days sober, it's 5 days today. I've got a long way to go. There's 26 days to go. I reckon I can do it. Yeah. Mm. Mm. Nice bread this is. Mm. Mm. Yeah, I feel much better. Yeah. Well, I've been up and washed the pots. I've washed the clothes, pegged the washing out. I'm more motivated. If I was drinking alcohol, I'd be, oh, I can't be bothered today. I'm on a laying down in bed all day. Fuck that. Mm. Mm. This is better for you. Mm. Exactly. I'm going to Swanage today, taking sparkling water. Mm. It's the last day of the diesel gala. I want to take some photographs of the trains. I can remember them locomotives. When I was a kid. There used to be one, a coal train going to the pit, or like 44 grey wagons full of coal. No, lemon water. Mm. I don't want sugar. No. Well, I had a bag of licorice last night and some fudge. I need to cut down on the sugar. Fucking do me. Well, I need to break off the alcohol, man. Mm. Someone gave me a challenge to do 31 days, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to do it. I was going to go to Brighton end of May. I'll have to go end of June because I'm sober to the 10th of June. So I'm going to meet Boyce's missus end of June. Yeah. No, I drink this. Mm. Mm. Yeah. I ain't going to play the video, but I just put it on pause. But that's why I'm drinking sparkling water. Get in, Ryan. That's why I'm drinking that. This Dr. Eric Berg done a video 9 days ago And he had 1.1 million views. And see how many subscribers he's got? Yeah. See this doctor here? He's got 10.5 million subscribers. So how much money do you reckon he'd be making off his videos? He must be a multi-millionaire. Easy. Dr. Eric Berg has got 10.5 million subscribers. Done a video on that, he's had over 1 million views. Fucking hell, he must be raking it in. Yeah. Now I'm staying sober for 31 days. I'm 5 days in. Yeah. He's very good. And there's another one, what's good as well. What's good for giving you advice. This other doctor. I'll show you. There's a fella here. Oh, hold on. I've had to subscribe to him on here. It's on my other chat channel. It's on my other chat channel. Right, it's this one, isn't it? There he is. There he is. This fella. You need to subscribe to this fella as well. He's excellent. Him. He's another good fella to watch. Now, I don't need a phone. I've got one. So I don't need a phone. Plus, I don't gamble now. I don't need a contract phone. I'm 29 weeks. 1 day, no bookies. Right. I don't need to sell nothing. I don't need to rip anything off because I ain't done my bollocks in. I only used to get contract phones years ago. I mean years. When I used to do my bollocks in, I used to get a contract phone, chuck the SIM card away and put a pay-as-you-go one in and cancel the direct debit 3 days later. I've done it before. Don't need to rip any contract phones off. Because you know why? I'm 29 weeks, 1 day, no bookies. I'm doing all right. Yeah. But subscribe to this fellow as well. Motivation Doc. So get in there, the lads. I'm going to Swanage. I'm taking some sparkling water. I'm financially better off. Well, I ain't got much money, but I get paid. I'm living within my means. I bought a load of food the other day. I bought a load of steaks, chops, bacon, sausages, eggs, so I can get by till I get paid on 24th. So I can get by. I'm gonna live. I get paid in 10 days' time. I've got 10 days to go. I don't want no money off nobody. I'm not asking for no money. I'll show you how much I've got left to last me. It's going to last me 10 days, and it will last me 10 days because I'm going to live within my means. I'll budget my money better. I don't waste my money, and I don't gamble anymore. 29 weeks, 1 day, no bookies.
Good morning. Welcome to TSB. We'll use the number you're calling from to identify you. Using the telephone. Thanks.
The finance check. It's going to last me 10 days, and it will last me 10 days.
One moment.
So I've got.
Using the keypad, please key in the 3 digits.
I'm not asking for. I don't want no money off nobody. I'm very independent. I budget my money, and I will do 31 days sober.
Answering
Yes,
or no.
yes, yes, yes.
The balance of your account is £216.89, and the amount available to use is £53.31. The available balance does not include any.
So I've got 53 quid to live on for 10 days. I've got £53 to live on, and I'm going to live within my means. I've got food now. I've got 11 eggs. I've got about 6-7 ribeye, 2 pork chops, load of bacon, load of sausages, couple of pies. Got 50. That's going to last me for 10 days. 53. That's like a £5 a day, right? Because I want to buy plenty of this water as well. But that £53, I can live on that in 10 days. You think I can live on that in 10? Well, I can. I've got food in. Got food full of cupboards. Electric on the meter. I don't need to sell nothing. I don't need to rip nothing off. I'm 29 weeks, 1 day, no bookies. I'm 5 days sober. I think I'm doing all right, yeah. I've just opened up a new box of Yorkshire tea. I opened up a new box the other day. So I've got Yorkshire tea, and that's all the way. 4 times stronger. It's 4 times stronger, yeah. Plus I do volunteering work. I've done 8 hours yesterday. Oh, I was knackered when I came back. Fuck, it was a busy day yesterday. Very busy. Fuck, I was always on my feet. Never had time to think, but I worked hard though. Done 4 months volunteer work. It looks good on my CV. Yeah, it looks good on my CV. Right. Time's it. Oh shit! I've got to get ready. Right, I've got to get ready now. Right, I'll see you a lot later because I've got to go in the shower. I need time to. I've got 20 minutes to get ready. So anyway, all have a nice Sunday. I'll give you a little update. I'm doing all right. I'm staying sober. I'll be drinking. I might do a little video in Swanage where I'm drinking that. That makes you feel good, and it's good as well. The O2 gives you air in your cells, in your body, makes you feel better. So yeah, all have a good Sunday and take care. I'm going to take some photographs of the trains. It's last day of the diesel gala. I want to take of the locomotives. I remember when I was a kid. And just take some photographs around Swanage and videos. Doesn't need to be alcohol involved. And I'm staying sober. So all have a nice Sunday. And Forest will stay up. Notts County's back in the league. Notts County's back in the league. and Forest drawn yesterday. They've got Arsenal next, I think. Liverpool will win Monday night. Of course, they'll win Monday night. Right, I've got to get going. All have a nice day. I will upload some nice videos later of Swanage and all the trains. Some nice kind of scenery videos. Yeah, get in there, Guardian. So I've got a camera now. And 29 weeks, 1 day, no bookies. Get in there. And I'm doing all right there, my lead. That's right, my lead. Come on, Miller. All have a good Sunday. I've just had egg on toast. Yeah.